Brandon Jones behind them in row 3. We are in overtime, presented by Credit One Bank.
A great restart on the outside. The 7 of Allgaier right on the bumper of the 22, but the 16 battles back.
Here comes Allmendinger. It's Cindric and Allmendinger into 3 and 4. Allmendinger up the racetrack. They make contact. 3 wide for the lead. 1 lap to go. Here comes Allgaier on the inside. They go up the racetrack. Allmendinger back in on the inside. He takes the lead. More contact behind him. The race for the win through 3 and 4. Allmendinger, Cindric, side by side. Allmendinger wins it at the line.
Hard crashing off into turn 1. I cannot believe what I just saw.
This never happens. I'm speechless. That's unbelievable.
That was wild.
Unbelievable.
Allmendinger just won the race and the regular season championship, and he was sideways when he went across the finish line.
Have to hope that he realizes what he just accomplished. Usually when you get out of a car that tore up, you're mad. Who wrecked me? What a finish.
And to the top of the car he goes.
What a finish. And on top of that, how about probably the 3 favorites for this championship probably will go into these playoffs not happy at all with each other.
That was a prize fight. Those last few laps.
There was a half mile to go.
Yeah.
And the top 3 were side by side at the line.
Now, who's going to swing back next week is the question. And all 3 are not going to be happy with each other. I don't know if I've ever. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, hold on. I was getting ready to say.
The race?
The winner of the race now has to go to the infield care center.
Now, the one good thing about Bristol is, you know where Victory Lane is? On top of the infield care center. He's just going up 1 floor after his trip.
How about that? Let's take another look.
So great restart right there by Cindric. Allgaier did a good job as well. Allmendinger on the bottom making it work.
It's still pretty clean right here.
AJ dives down into 3, gasses it up right into the door of the 22. This opens up a chance for Justin down on the bottom. Justin commits to the entry up the track, gets loose. I think, man, the 16's got it 1. Misses the corner. Off of 4, the 22 just gasses it into the left rear. Look at this. Cars come piling in. Big hits, especially for AJ.
Yeah, Austin Cindric, I'm sure, feels like he just got driven directly into right there by Allmendinger. So on the last lap off turn 4, he's like, all right, I'm going to give you some more of that back. Right here, Riley Herbst's got to be saying, I'm going to win this race.
Smoke off the 7.
That was the vantage point of 3rd. Riley Herbst, that's what he saw. I'm guessing this picture right here might go up on Allmendinger's wall as he wins at Bristol sideways at the finish line.
You know, as long as I've watched racing, it's amazing what can happen.
Yeah.
You just never know what's going to happen.
That's what I grew up watching at Concord. Little half-mile short track at Myrtle Beach. That was good, short track. Night racing right there.
Allgaier right here is like, look, I got into you, man. It's all right. I got more people to be mad at.
Got more people to go talk to.
But I'll give Allgaier credit, though, with everything that just happened. He went down to the 8 and saw his young teammate and said, hey, I'm going to show you how this is supposed to be. When you're on the giving end of a mistake, you go find the guy and you apologize and you own it, or have whatever discussion they just had. And, you know, it's more than just teaching them how to drive. You can be a great teammate, show those young drivers.
While we're waiting for AJ to get out of the infield care center, we're going to go to Marty with Cindric.
I'm guessing Austin Cindric wants to see a replay on this one. Austin, your take on the battle for the win, which also turned out to be the battle for the regular season championship.
That wasn't a question. I thought we had a really great battle all season long up to this point, so congratulations to Colleague and AJ. Those guys didn't want us to win really bad, and I hate that it completely destroyed our Menards Richmond Ford Mustang. That's all I got, man.
Here's a replay, Austin.
Well, I mean, I know what happened. I got driven in the door. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have given up the bottom, but I was able to roll momentum, and it looks like the 7 just got loose there. So I'll give that to him after taking out his teammate, and then AJ obviously just drove straight through us. So you'll have that green, white checkered racing, but man, what a hell of a race. I tried, but man, it's a big bummer. Sorry to everybody else that got involved in that wreck as well. That was really unfortunate.
Boy, this is a tough one to take, I'm sure, Austin, after battling all year long. Isn't it crazy it comes down to one lap like that?
That's why there's people in the grandstands. I mean, they want to see that battle. I mean, as much as I hate it, it's about them. So I just got booed and just got cheered. I don't know what's going on, but welcome to Bristol,
It's
baby.
a line of the night, by the way, Austin.
This track has taught me so much in my career. My first time here, I spun out 3 times in qualifying. Barely made the show, came back, led laps the next time, won a lap down my first Xfinity race here, got the pole, should have won the race last year, ran out of power steering, and then tonight got wrecked by just about everybody, every circumstance. So it happens, it's racing, move on, playoff time.
I agree with him. He got booed, then he got cheered. The fans loved seeing the end of that race, but that's a tough one for Austin Cindric to take, who did everything he needed to do to win the regular season title tonight until the final few laps.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, where a driver went from being booed to cheered in the same interview. But he opened up the secret, man. When you lose the fans, you just mention the fans, and they were like, hey, all right. You know,
the reaction, like when he got booed, he quit talking. He's like, why are they booing me? What is going on? And then he gave us some satisfaction. He's like, hey, now I'm cool.
His worst nightmare. Then he won them back.
Imagine the emotion, though. I mean, you know, you just were in that battle. That's such an intense battle. Cars running in this side of you. You running inside of cars. You get out, get to do an interview. Fans are booing. You're like, what's going on, man? I mean, it's their life. Everything they do in their life is about those moments, right? This is what you live for as a race car driver, to be in that position to go win that race.
You see in the end on the left side of AJ Allmendinger by 10 points over Cindric, Allgaier, Hemrick, Harrison, Haley, Gregson, Jeff Burton, Brandon Jones, and Herbst. And what this really means is this is what we are looking forward to right here. Cindric and Allmendinger, why not? Tied with 44 playoff points. Everyone reset to 2,000. You add the playoff points. Justin Allgaier, you see 2020. Gregson all the way down to Jeremy Clements with an even 2,000.
Cindric will get the nod as far as the #1 seed because he has more wins. He has 5 wins compared to AJ Allmendinger's 4 wins. What an unbelievable regular season this has been. Austin Cindric, 5 wins. AJ Allmendinger, 4 wins. At the end of the regular season, he wins to win the regular season championship.
Junior, you said Daytona is the perfect place to end the Cup season, regular season. Well, Bristol has definitely not disappointed as the end of the Xfinity regular season. What a great battle in the night race.
Yeah, I can't believe those guys put so much on the line, and that's what you want to see out of all the athletes out there, all the drivers out there, really willing to commit and do anything and everything to win here. Dave has the winner.
Well, and he has exited the infield care center. I don't know if I've ever seen anything so bizarre, but you now have the house, my friend. How about those fans sticking around to see what you did here tonight? Regular season champion and race winner, AJ Allmendinger.
I mean, that was crazy at the end. You know, we had about a 4th place car. My team did a great job. We just kept trying to work on it in there. You know, you got a chance on the bottom and got in there, and I slid into Austin trying to throttle up and stay on the bottom. And, you know, then into 1, Allgaier had to run, and there was contact there. So went down the last corner. I expected to get run into. You know, it happened in the previous corner. It's frustrating to get hit that hard coming to the checkered, but we're battling for the win. It's Bristol, baby. This is what it's all about. You know, I haven't had a lot of chances to ever in my life win at Bristol, so you know what? You get a chance to go do it, you got to do it. And if I don't take that chance, I don't belong in the race car because you know, my team deserves to win. So proud to have Barger Precast on the car for their second race, home race for them. So it's cool to get another new sponsor in Victory Lane, and you know, not the way you want to finish a race like that, destroying a lot of race cars, but I love you guys. It's Bristol, baby. This is a dream come true for this year. Thank you so much. Whether you love me or hate me for that, you know what? Just keep being you guys, because this is what makes the sport badass. Thank you.
AJ, look at this replay. Walk us through it. And I remember you saying earlier in the race you didn't think you had a car. You didn't say this, but you didn't act like you had a car that could win. Off of 2 here. And then what do you see here? Opening.
At that point, I tried to throttle up and hope it stuck, and we had contact, and then Justin got in there going for the win, and right here, I knew I had enough room, but I expected to have Austin get a run, but he did a great job. He checked up to try to turn the bottom, and right here, this is just going to happen. So it's this is a big hit right here. This hurt. You know, well, of course, it was our own car. Like, took out 2 cars there, my bad. You know, it's... all I can say, it's Bristol. Like, that's all it's about. Like, I wanted to win at Bristol. It's we're gonna have contact. You know, it's Austin Cindric's a hell of a race car driver. Team Penske, it's fun battling them. You don't want to come down like that for the regular season, but it's the way it's gonna be, and I expect it to happen hopefully in Phoenix as well.
But I think you sent a message to your team and everybody else about how hard you're willing to go for it.
You know, I'm almost 40 years old, Dave. I mean, I was semi-retired. I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing, and full-time, Matt Colleague, Chris Rice, all the men and women at Colleague Racing. I didn't expect this, so why not go for everything you got? You never know how long you got left, so I'm going to run every lap like it's my last one, because it might be, and that's what it's all about. That's the way it should be.
What do you think, race fans? AJ Allmendinger gave it to you tonight.
Well, I know the fans here loved it. I hope the fans at home watching love that as well. What a finish. I mean, we've been in the sport a long time. You've been in the sport a long time, the drivers. And all of us are all scratching our head going, have we ever seen the winner of the race go to the infield care center before he's been interviewed?
Well, I give AJ credit, right, because he knows everything that went down. He understands what's on the line for the next group of races. So he doesn't want to come out and gloat. He wants to be excited about the win. He wants to thank everyone at Team Colleague, all the men and women there that put these cars together. But, you know, he did a nice job. Kind of, you know, tip of the hat to Cindric. Now, I beat you, but, hey, man, it's okay. We're racing.
Yeah.
You know, he walked a very fine line there. I actually think, though, he kind of circled around to what really is the resounding thing, and that's where he's at in his career. This is a guy that was victorious at open wheel, made the transition over to NASCAR, found victory lane at the highest level in the Cup Series. His career moved to Saturdays in the Xfinity Series, and now he's found this new home of being the veteran at Colleague, and I think I've never seen him have more fun. So it's a blast to watch. And Mr. Road Course is now Mr. Oval as well, winning at
Pretty
Oval,
impressive.
winning at the short tracks.
Yeah, and we bring the drivers in. And guys, okay, so now you mentioned about memories. How difficult will AJ have it going forward in the playoffs after what we just saw here at Bristol?
I don't think too difficult. I mean, all those guys were doing a lot about. Everybody did about the same thing to each other at some point in those last 3 laps, so they're all kind of guilty. But the Xfinity Series is spicy going into the playoffs. That's what I like. I mean, these guys are really willing to put it all on the line, do everything they can to try to win this championship. You got veterans in the mix. You got young guys in the mix. You got some guys that are moving on into the Cup Series to continue their careers already committed to the Cup Series. So a little bit of everybody with a lot of different agendas. But it all ran and crossed paths tonight on those last 3 laps. We saw more sparks than I've seen. And, you know, we're at a short track. This is what happens in short tracks. This is short track racing, and that's why we love it.
Well, listen, there's a reason NASCAR put this race where they put it in the schedule. The last race of the regular season, and then tomorrow night, the last race of this round of the playoffs, is because of moments like this. Drivers having to do things that they normally wouldn't do because there's so much on the line. That's what these playoffs do. You're right. We saw veteran drivers, we saw young drivers, and going into these playoffs, it's not just these three. It is a lot of guys that are leaving here with hurt feelings, with people running into them tonight, with people, they're mad at each other, and the playoffs start next week. And we're going to be the winners for all that because they are all hungry. They all want to win for all different reasons. And these playoffs are just going to be fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. And there's more interviews available. Allgaier, Mayer, they will be available on NBCSports.com. Remember, the playoffs start next week in Las Vegas for the Xfinity Series. And remember, it's a cut race tomorrow for the Cup Series. So the end of round one will take place tomorrow for the Cup Series. You maybe should tune in for that if you have any shadow of an idea of what might happen tomorrow, because this was crazy here for the Xfinity Series. Finishing it up, Allmendinger wins the race and the regular season championship. Monster Jam, Glendale, Arizona. That's coming up next.